Hey crafty people, welcome back to my channel, and in case you're new here, I'm Sarah, also known as Craft Nerd because I'm a nerd who loves to craft. I do paper crafting, card making, junk journaling, and mixed media art. Let's get crafting! Welcome to my channel. Today I want to create a project as part of the open collaboration that Margreth at Sevenplaza and Toni at Crafty by Toni are hosting for the month of August 2025, and it's hashtag JJ3in30. So the idea is you're supposed to create 3 items in 30 minutes or less. And actually, let me grab my little timer that I used last year when I was doing Mass Make Mondays. So what we're going to create is faux stained glass belly bands. And I've got, if you're not new to my channel, you know, beginning of this year, I got new windows put in my front room, and as a result, my dogs could see every leaf that moved on the block, and they were barking like lunatics. So I got some window cling to put on the bottom half of the windows so that it was a little less clear for them to see through, and it's insane how much it cut down on the barking to just put up the window clings, because they went from barking at every little thing to only barking occasionally, which was a huge improvement. But I had a bunch of leftover bits cut off when we were cutting it down to size, and I thought, I can craft with that. I'm not going to throw those out. I'm going to keep them and use them for something. So today we're going to use them for our faux stained glass portion of our belly band. Now, if you don't have window clings like this, you could use vellum or clear acetate. You could emboss your vellum. There's a lot of options. Just basically a transparent or semi-transparent non-porous surface, because we're going to use alcohol inks to color it to give it that faux stained glass look. And I did do some test runs because one side of the piece is very smooth and the other side is textured, and I figured out the textured side works much better for this. And sorry, I've got my glass mat out, so there's going to be a little bit of a glare, but I need light to see by, so there's not much I can do with that. And if you hear a whining noise in the background, I'm also sorry, but it is ridiculously hot here in Florida in August, and I have a fan pointing right at me to keep from dying from the heat. All right, so we're going to start our timer and see if we can manage to make these in 30 minutes. Oh, and in addition to your alcohol inks and your transparent or semi-transparent non-porous piece, you're going to need some scrapbook paper or coffee dye paper or some kind of paper, because we're going to frame this out with paper after we're done with this. And this is 2.5 inches wide, right? Let me double check. Yes, 2.5 inches wide by 6 inches high is what I'm working with. So when I do the measurements for the strips, that's what I'm going to do it based on. Let's start and see if we can get this done in 30 minutes. Fingers crossed. And I'm just kind of going for a single layer of color on this. Let's use this guy. And I started with, I'm using Dandelion, so this one's going to be yellow, which I'm sure you can see because it's yellow. And I really just want to give this a coating of color, and you could of course do a variety of colors on yours to make it like more stained glass, but I am making this to go in the butterfly journals I'm working on, so my goal is to keep them pretty much yellow, you know, single colored, because my plan is to have each signature be a different color of the rainbow essentially. So this will go in the yellow signature. Just trying to make sure it's evenly spread out. Let's see, I'm gonna peel it up because it's stuck to the surface of the glass mat, so I can see if I'm missing spots, and I am. I've got a few spots that I'm missing. Let me see if I can grab a piece of blank paper so that I can see what's going on. See, just a couple more spots that need, like over here and that one spot in the middle. And if you don't have like the bottled alcohol inks, you can use alcohol ink re-inkers for like your alcohol markers. I think I'm gonna add a little more here just to get that to move a little bit more. Ooh, scrap on my desk sticking to my blower. And this is the Tim Holtz blower. If you don't have this, you can use a straw and just blow air on using a straw. All right, so there's one done. Let's go to the next one I'm gonna do is green, and I already pre-started removing the film off the back because, yeah, very, very sticky and hard to get off. And I'm not too worried that they're still yellow because we're gonna do green for this one. So if I get a little of the yellow on here, it's not gonna be that big of a deal. I'm just gonna pre-wet it with alcohol, and this is 91% isopropyl alcohol. You could use blending solution, but I tend to save that stuff because it's not cheap for when I'm using alcohol inks that require it versus using it for the regular alcohol inks, which can be blended using the 91 isopropyl. Because it's so much easier to see, this one's going a little bit faster than the yellow one. So yeah, I think I'm probably gonna leave this as a real-time video instead of fast forwarding through stuff. So I'm trying to think what's been going. Well, my dad's doing great. If you saw my post about him being in the hospital, he had to get a pacemaker, and that one's done. Set that one aside. Oh, I'm realizing there's a spot that's got missed. Let's just add a dot right there. And he had his follow-up today with the tech for the pacemaker, and they did a check and everything's looking good. So yay. I am gonna quickly clean this off because we're going on to blue and it might get a little messy. And I actually picked out 2 shades of blue. Oh, and that color that I used was Botanical for the green. And for the blue, I've got Glacier and Sailboat. It's gonna be a nice bright blue. That one's Sailboat blue. And this is Glacier. Up. I think a couple of the corners may need a little bit more. Just holding it off to the side where I have the white sheet of paper where I can better see what is and is not inked. And yeah, I think the top corner and the bottom corner may need a dot of ink. All right. here to get it moving a little bit more. All right, less than 10 minutes and we got 3 of them inked. Okay, I'm gonna just put this off to the side and clean it up later since we are on a time crunch. We're gonna keep things moving. All right, I am gonna grab my paper trimmer, and I have grabbed, for doing the strips that are gonna hold it on, a piece of scrapbook paper, and this is from Elizabeth Craft Design from a while ago. And let's see, what I need is 2 2-inch wide strips, because I want to do 1/2 inch on either side and then 1 inch at the top and the bottom, and then 3 1-inch strips, which let's do those first because there is some writing on this. I won't be too upset if it's not going the right way, but I think if we cut off our, oh, no, because I did my math with using 12 inches. So if I switch it and go this way, this is how long? No, because I'm not redoing math on the fly. I need 2 2-inch strips. Now, since the pieces are 6 inches high, I'm going to cut all of my 1-inch strips, which are the ones that are going to go on the side, down to 6 inches. And then I'm going to cut my 2 2-inch strips at 4 inches. Oop, I think that's coming off from my hand. I think I may need to wipe off my hands. So what I have in the end is 6 2-inch wide strips and 6 1-inch wide strips. I'm gonna grab my scoreboard. It's just gonna make folding these a little bit easier. And I am gonna score the 1-inch ones. Can you see that? Yes, at 1/2 inch. Yeah, so Dad's doing great. His pacemaker's working fine. They estimate it's gonna last like 11.5 years, so he should be good for a while. All right, now our 4-inch pieces, or our 2-inch wide pieces, we're gonna score at 1 inch. We scored everybody. Let's bring over, I'm going to keep a piece of white paper here so you can see our inky pieces, which are a little sticky yet. And actually what I may do, I'm trying to decide which side I want up and which side I want down. I'm just trying to, definitely feeling a little tacky yet. We're just gonna give them a quick wipe down. Remove any excess alcohol ink that's making it a little sticky. All right, so for the yellow one, I think I'm gonna go with the darker side with the yellow one. So we need 2 of these. I think I'm gonna use that one and that one. And then let's grab 2 side pieces we like. Let's do that and that one. So we're just gonna fold these guys in half. And we're gonna take a look while we're doing this and make sure, where did my bone folder go? I don't know where my bone folder is. It's not where it's supposed to be. All right. Now, you'll see, you might be able to see there's a little overhang this way. I'm gonna make sure that's to the front. And what I'm gonna do is run some glue down like so. And just stick a little bit of our alcohol inked piece down. Run some glue over here. Fold that over. Give it a good burnish. So there's one side. Gonna do the same thing on the other side. Again, double checking to make sure if there's a side that's a little uneven, that the bigger side goes towards the front. Like here again, you can see a little bit of this, because if I did it the other way around, you'd see that through the belly band. So this way it won't show if I do it this way around. So again, glue. Should make sure I get glue all the way to the edge. That'll work a lot better. And I just realized I sat down and none of the stuff I have for decorating is over on this side of my craft room. It's all on the other side of the craft room. So I may have to cheat a little, and then I may have to pause and run to go grab things. Since we're at the 14-minute left mark, so we're doing pretty good time-wise. We may have time to decorate. All right, and I realized after I had done this, the reason why I did 1 inch for the sides is because I didn't want it to be too wide. And I realized after doing this that I cut it a little short for a belly band on the pages I use, since I usually use 8.5 by 11 papers folded in half. So I opted to add some extra to the top and the bottom to make these a little longer. And I just realized I made them too long. I did bad math when I came up with 4 inches. So we're just gonna trim that off. Okay, so there's that one. Let's trim these excess bits off. Trying to be straight. Probably should have used my paper trimmer for that, but too late now. So there's our first belly band, and it'll go on a page like so. Ooh, I like that. All right, let's put together the other two. I think for this one, I want to do the light for this one. I think we'll do that on the blue, and this one, which has got those colors, I think I like that for that one. Let's divvy these guys up. That, and that. Okay, let's get her assembled. Creased, then we can just glue everybody. Actually, if I had paid attention to how much I cut off, I could pull in my paper trimmer. That is like 3/4 of an inch. Let's grab my paper trimmer and pray we don't regret this later. still have 6.5 minutes left. So if you don't mind me cheating slightly in that, I'll pause it to grab my thing of butterflies so we can add some butterflies to these. Just to give them a little more decoration. I think we'll have enough time to do that. This weekend coming up from when I'm filming it. So I'm filming this on August 7th, which is a Friday evening. And my birthday is actually August 8th. And so on Saturday, my sister is making my favorite meal, which is chicken parm. And it's what I ask for every year for my birthday. I have that and chocolate mousse pie because I love chocolate and it's the summer, so it's stinking hot. So I like chocolate mousse pie as it's nice and light compared to other chocolate desserts, which can be rather heavy. So we'll be doing that on Saturday. And then the next weekend, we're going to, they opened up a new restaurant at City Walk in Orlando, which I didn't realize it was at City Walk because as a Florida resident, I try and avoid anything related to any of the parks, or I drive. But me and my friends are gonna go to dinner at that new. It's a new restaurant that's chocolate and steampunk themed. So I'm like, yeah, that's right up my alley. So we've got reservations to do dinner on the 15th. So I'm looking forward to that. And then the next weekend, a friend of mine and I are going to go see, back in April, we saw a local theater troupe's production of The Importance of Being Earnest. And this troupe does a lot of adds in some improv and interaction with the audience to their shows. Like the stage is generally on level with the tables, and you're seated at tables, and part of your ticket you get a drink. So we went and saw The Importance of Being Earnest, and they're doing a take on Camelot. And so again, right up my nerdy fantasy girl alley. And my friend Allison, who I'm going with, is also, I'm into unicorns, she's into dragons, so we're a perfect pairing. So we're gonna go see that the weekend after. So I've got busy weekends coming up, which is part of why I'm filming this on a Thursday night instead of waiting till the weekend, because I got lots going on for a change. And I think we may run out of time before we can decorate these guys. That's what I get for thinking, I'm like, we're good, we've got plenty of time, we're gonna decorate, we're gonna have all that. Because that I did not put that on there evenly. This guy needs to move over a little. Definitely gonna need to add a little bit more glue. Definitely got a little bit ahead of myself thinking I had time to decorate, because we've got a minute and a half left. We are gonna make it though. We're gonna have made 3. We just won't have decorated them. All right. let's smooth that one out again, and hopefully our top and bottom pieces will look okay. We go. We hit time, so I'm just gonna snip the excess little bit off here, and we've got 1, 2, 3 faux stained glass Bellybands in 30 minutes. And let me grab over my page so you can better see how they'll look on a page. So there's 1. And there's this one, which I think I got a little drunk monkey in assembling it. It's not so straight, but that's okay. I'll add some decoration to hide the fact that it's very not so much straight. And then there's the blue one. And I really kind of like these guys. So there you go. 3 faux stained glass Bellybands in 30 minutes. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please do all the things that lets YouTube know you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment down below. Thanks for joining me, and happy crafting.